Charles Barkley.
It's a sad, sad day in America. Y'all got nothing better to do than watch me.
Utah, the Rockets' Charles Barkley remained defiant in the face of a $10,000 fine by the NBA for a Game 1 confrontation with a Utah fan.
Fans cursed at me, I'm going to curse them back. Plain and simple, not even worth discussing. If a person curses at me, I'm going to curse them back. NBA can have all my money, but I'm not going to let anybody take my pride. If somebody curses me, I'm going to curse them back.
Barkley, the Bulls neck and neck with the Pacers in the Central. Charles and Michael exchanging words, going at it like this. The Rockets answer, though. Charles dared to take the three, takes it, hits it. Then talks a little trash to Dennis Rodman. You sure are ugly, son. Jordan and Barkley going at it like a...
Charles is not Charles with his mouth shut. You know, that's like me playing with hair.
Et même s'il est exclu du playoff, Charles Barkley, c'est ce qu'il faut.
Barkley left to the lane, moving in on Hot Rod, spins to his left, under the basket, went up and slammed it home.
I just like the way Charles plays. Charles, and I like the things he says and does. Charles says a lot of things that I'd like to say, but I don't want to take the heat of them. You know, I think, I don't remember, a famous president, Calvin Coolidge or something, once said, you never have to explain something you didn't say. I enjoy the way he plays, but I enjoy he's got a character. He's got a personality, which I like. You know, they just get a cookie cutter now, and they just stamp him right out, and they kind of go like, you know, and they just pass him right through.
Sparring's over. Tonight, a primetime showdown. It's best 2 out of 3.
And all of a sudden, wham!
Avec l'agressif Charles Barkley en tête. But come game time, they were all business as Mahorn has a friendly chat with Milwaukee's Frank Brinkowski.
He'll say it was a pass to Mahorn who draws the foul. Oh, look out. Look out. Brinkowski and Mahorn. Yeah, Mahorn thought that Brinkowski hit him. He's not the guy who hit him. The guy who hit him was Robertson. Exactly. You see, he didn't know because it came on them. Now it's going to be interesting here because who they're going to throw out or give a technical to or what. But all of the contact happened. The contact happened with Robertson coming over Mahorn.
I didn't notice Robertson jumping in there and trying to take on Rook, however.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Robertson.
No other damage there.
Involving Phoenix Suns basketball star Charles Barkley. Edward Jerem accuses Barkley to exchange words. Jerem says Barkley made derogatory remarks to 2 women at the bar, and Jerem asked him to stop.
He gave me the finger, and I told him, I used to have a lot of respect for you, but now, and I was about 25 feet away, so I didn't think he really heard everything, but then he just came running at me. He ran from across the other side of the bar. And as he was running at me, I said, I'm not scared of you or something like that. And that's when he took a swing.
I've always said and always will say that I will always defend myself verbally or physically. Just because I'm Charles Barkley, I don't have to take crap off people. That's it.
No charges have been filed in the incident.
And after meeting with Deputy Commissioner Russ Granick today, the Rockets' Charles Barkley said he's not going to retire. He wants to play, and he'll start taking bodyguards with him when he goes out, which is a good plan of action for Charles Barkley. Now the Charles Barkley story, the incident in Orlando where he tossed that guy through a window has prompted questions from the NBA and retirement talk from Sir Charles. Today in New York, he met with Deputy Commissioner Russ Granick to talk about his off-the-court conduct, and we learned about his on-the-court future.
Obviously, I want to play, and I'm going to play. There's obviously going to be some new guidelines in my life. I'm going to have the security guards anytime I go out. You know, that's unfortunate and sad, but every time I get arrested, it's embarrassing for me. It's embarrassing for the league. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. It's just embarrassing.
Well, maybe the bodyguard thing will help that out, but is Sir Charles going to stay and just be a room service guy?
Nah, first of all, Ernie, I think that Charles was out of line by hitting this guy, throwing him through a plate glass window. I mean, he could have killed the guy. Charles has got to get that under control.
Well, I hope that the league does mandate that every time that Charles decides to go out, that he had the bodyguards, otherwise nightclubs, plexiglass.
How about the other thing?
A mad dog who's only concerned about winning.
Als Barkley am Boden, aber das nur zum Warmmachen. Knie und Rücken vor dem Spiel gegen Golden State. In Ordnung. Kurze Rückschau. Eine Ohrfeige für Charles Oakley, $5.000 wert. Das Duell gegen Chris Webber sicherlich nicht.
If you have a disagreement with somebody, you don't have to apologize to them. I'm not going to apologize that through the one down in Orlando.
To find a difference, you may have to find the center of attention, because right now, look what is happening. Brad Daugherty is just eating Mike Jaminski alive.
And you see in this play, after the slam, Barkley comes over and makes a lot of contact. He gets all over Jaminski, complaining you got to be more physical, as we talk about in the playoffs. And this is total domination by Daugherty.
Players, the fans came out with the intensity of a Game 7 thump and bump. Rick Mahorn and Charles Barkley. Barkley everywhere in this game so far. First, he has the tough foul on Scottie Pippen. But he has had an excellent first half.
4:35 left. Scottie Pippen missed a dunk and a foul. Ron Anderson is checked into the game for Philadelphia.
That's Charles coming in for the left side. You see how he got pushed down. Let's talk about Anderson. And I'll tell you, Charles didn't even make a play. He knew he wasn't going to get the ball. I guarantee you, he meant to take a hard, tough foul. Those are the kind of plays I think the officials should call a two-shot foul and the ball out of bounds, because that was not the kind of basketball that you need to see. Charles had no chance to get the ball, and he wasn't even worried about getting the ball. He was going to make sure that he got Pippen good and made him think twice about coming in there again.
We had a month ago will not be seen again. This has been a great rivalry without violence, except for that one occasion and the one in the exhibition game 2 years ago.
C'est vrai qu'il y avait un peu de contact avec Lambert, mais Lambert était bien placé aussi. Oh là, oh là, oh là! Il surprend tout le monde. Oh là! Il est carrément viré du match, Charles Barkley. Il a trop rouspété, 21 points, 12 rebonds et combien? 10 engueulades avec l'arbitre à peu près?
Dans la dernière fatale pour Charles Barkley, qui va encore certainement payer une petite amende après cette affaire.
Ah, ça c'est sûr.
Na początku swojej kariery Barkley czuł się sfrustrowany, że jego fani zwracają większą uwagę na jego wagę i posturę.
Charles Barkley of Phoenix. Are you tough enough to play in the NBA?
Well, it's a question definitely that people will ask. He's going to be a little stronger than the rest of the rookies because they're going to start carrying bags next year. He's going to be carrying bags all summer.
Well, that was funny. I expected him to say something worse, actually. But,
not Charles.
Right, no, never Charles. Whatever happens.
I'm a bad dog.
Charles.
They used to call me the round mound of rebound. Now they just call me a big barrel of laughs.
Bad Boy Charles Barkley, der muss circa 10.000 Mark Strafe zahlen, weil nach diesem Spiel gegen die Dallas Mavericks böse die Schiedsrichter beschimpft hat.
Delane scooping it up and a rebound by Barkley. Oh, wow. And then even Barkley, Robert Horry, after the block, is back into it, and here's the little elbow. That was more for show. Right now, Barkley has to stay focused and not go for the show.
Guys like Kenny, Charles, and Ernie, they make the game interesting, and you guys don't hold back.
Sir Charles, not once, but twice.
Adam Keefe to 13 rebounds for Karl Malone. And Charles Barkley's gone. Barkley's gone. He's out of here. Sir Charles is gone.
And then Pippen lit into Charles Barkley, saying Sir Charles, quote, kisses the behinds of superstar players, unquote. He adds this: Charles walks around thinking he's the ambassador of the league, but he's a phony person. Until he gets the ring, he's not the ambassador of the league. Until then, I'm considering myself the ambassador. Well, Sir Charles didn't seem shaken by those comments.
I was disappointed that Scottie said those things about me, but I would never get mad at a person for voicing their opinion. We're not all supposed to be alike, and I have always stressed that athletes should be able to voice their opinions like everybody else. So I didn't play well on the golf course today, and I think I can attribute it to Scottie Pippen's comments.
Well, maybe it cost Sir Charles 3 or 4 strokes, but...
Some blame egos in the quest for television FaceTime as the culprits. So what's next? Cooler heads or a new set of rules? Or maybe both.
When there's a foul call, just like in basic pickup ball, there's always going to be conflict, and that's how it is in this league. Just at a higher level, and players, things are at bigger stakes, and tempers can flare and things like that can happen.
First time this game has been tied since it was 4-4 back in the first quarter. Rodman and Barkley going at it. Down in the baseline area, Barkley called for the foul.
Let's see, he's giving him a two-shot elbow to the head, and he's out of here. Now, you're a coach right now. You are stunned. Okay? Why? You're not allowed to hit a guy with an elbow above the shoulders in this league. That's an automatic two-shot foul and an ejection.
Foul rule.
Watch it right here. Watch the shot. There it is, right there. He got him.
But Charles can be his own worst enemy. His natural exuberance a curse. His reckless abandon more a lack of self-control.
There's times you got to do what you have to do.
Call me unpredictable.
And I have done some things that were wrong, but that just makes me human.
A very, very good player, but I think he sometimes goes out there and cheap shot guys.
How the other players perceive me is their business. I could care less.
Don't get me wrong, Bill's a great player, but I think if a guy goes out there and he's going to play a certain way, he's got to be willing to back it up.
Now, how did it all happen? 14 seconds left. Rick Mahorn goes in for the layup, gets fouled hard by Dennis Rodman. No problem there, but there's the problem. Lane Beer with the ball in Mahorn's face, and Barkley says, "You do not do that to my teammate." And Lane Beer goes after Barkley, and the two of them get into it on the baseline. Referee Jake O'Donnell in the middle. Now, watch your screen. We're going to highlight. You won't be able to see his...
All deserved fine. I felt like Isaiah Thomas got off light. I felt like Bill Laimbeer, who instigated the entire thing, should have gotten more. I'm going to defend my teammate. I don't care what the NBA says. Two guys got my teammate, I'm going to go get involved.
Now, the NBA used bylaw 35D today, which allows the league to fine any player up to $250,000 for a player whose conduct is deemed to be detrimental to the best interest of the NBA. Now we get to the fines. Charles Barkley, fined $20,000. Bill Laimbeer, fined $20,000. Scott Hastings of Detroit, fined $10,000. Isaiah Thomas of Detroit, for an earlier pushing match with the Sixers' Rick Mahorn, fined $7,500. Each team fined $50,000.
Barkley is fouled by Shaq. Doesn't like it. Barkley throws the ball at Shaq. And then a do-si-do, and away they go. A big-time fracas. Look at that. Barkley cut up. Both players thrown out. Rudy T gets a T. Watch it again as Barkley will connect with a punch in the scramble right there before both players could be separated.
Kämpfer flogen freilich vom Platz. Wie Schwerverbrecher wurden sie abgeführt.
Give and take. Give no ground. Take everything in sight.
I think rebounding is hard work. I think it's a combination of desire, mental desire, and physical desire. And to do either of those things, you have to be able to work hard.
Fine, they clear it out. Here's the double. They swing it for Dawkins. Percy Hawkins for three, and he knocks it down.
Boy, they moved it beautifully.
Hawkins now with 12.
You watch Charles Barkley working. Joe Klein with the elbow hits him. And Joe Klein in that little encounter lost the contact lens, had to retreat to the locker room.
Three-point play by Barkley led a 26-7 Phoenix run, ending the third as the Suns come from behind to beat the Hawks before one more incident from that pesky mascot.
I'll tell you, I'm glad we're going to play here one time a year. It cost me 75 tickets. You never know how expensive these NBA tickets are till you have to buy them yourself. So thank God we only come here one time. If I play with a lot of extra emotion, it gives me a bigger lift. I'm able to play longer periods of time. And I think that's the most important thing. It gives me extra energy, extra confidence.
Now Charles is entering. Crowd will wave goodbye to Charles.
Well, I believe if a guy make a bad call, I let him know it. I don't worry too much about technicals.
Though they may sometimes be short on patience, they never... Perhaps these players would lead a less stressful existence.
Pod tablicami niewątpliwie Barkley. No niewiele brakowało, zabrałby. Chciał pokazać, że pokazywał timeout. Któryś z kibiców był przeciwko, lepiej z nim nie zaczynać. Jest nieobliczalny. Jak to było?
Wcześniej nadepnął na linię, ale...
5:39, Horace had 24 and Charles was fired up. Reunion Arena, this is a good one. And Barkley battered and bloody, still had a great first half, throws up the 3-ball and that goes. And then when Cedric Ceballos misses the foul shot, watch Barkley fly into the lane and stick it. Barkley playing defense here, making the steal and taking it the other way. 24 points in the first half, and then some big defense on Terry Davis. That's not going anywhere except the other way. Suns by 12 at the break. The Mavs fired up.
Although fights back with a jump hook over Barkley. Charles thought Mutombo, though, pushed off. He doesn't like that. Of course, Barkley letting the ref know about how he feels. It's important, but ref says, that's nice, Charles, but you're out.
10 of 10 from the foul line. He's been a good foul shooter this year, better than career, shooting 80% this season from the line.
I think Charles Barkley does a lot of talking.
It ain't against the rules to make a layup.
Then he takes on Barkley, whose personality is bigger than the entire NBA combined, and yet they come right out of the gates winning. So I think you've got to credit Tomjanovich a lot with getting these guys to work together. But I still think injuries catch up with them.
Make this statement. You agree or disagree. Charles Barkley is a great, great player. But Michael Jordan is in a class by himself, clearly superior to anybody else in the league.
Have another drink, Bob. I would never say another player is better than me. Never.
Esto es de Strickland, realmente sensacional, como ese pase que va al gordo Barkley, que reciba y una caricia en la cara directamente de la bota de Pat Ewing.
Mais le Puma n'est pas la seule victime de Barkley. Un jour que toi...
Some of the weaker links, and you struggle. It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, it has. It has. I think Charles Barkley speaks his mind, and he doesn't care what anybody says or thinks about him. And not too many people in this world are in position to dictate, you know, the things that they say, and you know, or can say the things that they feel, you know. But he has an open mind, and he's gonna say whatever he feels like it. You know, it's hard to deal with, you know. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say that it's easy to deal with.
Ball in their loss against the Kings. Charles was mad.
The thing that disappointed, I think, everybody, we didn't even try. I think we just assumed because everybody said we got the dream team and we got everybody picked us to win in finals. I guess we just think we could just show up and play. And it's just
Barkley gets called for the foul.
How can he argue that call?
That's number 2 on Barkley.
Took Stockton's head off.
But it was the right play to attack the pick and roll, and they forced John Stockton backwards. And if Barkley had not reached in, they had him under control. Right there, he just reaches over the top of their head.
That's what you love about guys like Barkley, though. They play it so hard with so much passion. Then you look up, and late in the game, they got 1 foul.
Now they're going to get Karl Malone out so he doesn't pick up anything cheap in the final 3-2 left here in the half. Stockton with 8 points trying to get to 9 in the quarter.
Got the second one to fall.
Then you look up, and late in the game, they got 1 foul.
Now they're going to get Karl Malone out so he doesn't pick up anything cheap in the...
I will have you
Y ahí,
for lunch.
naturalmente, teníamos que llegar a esto.
Shot clock has 8. There's the double team. Now he's got to find the open man. 3 on the shot clock, and Robinson gets the shot away. Rebound Connor Henry for the Celtics. Barkley just threw Kite to the floor. Connor Henry, he electrified the Garden crowd in Boston back in January when he hit his first 3 against Milwaukee. Barkley all the way, draws a foul from Kite. Watch out. Well, you know, Charles Barkley had a few words about his own teammates after their last ball game against the Celtics. He said we gave up mentally in that ball game. And we see that right there, a little contact, and Charles letting Kite know that he's going to be after him. And this is what happens after, bang, right in the face.
Happened the previous time down the floor. The second second replay was what just took place.
Now, the officials, Daryl Garrison and Bruce Alexander, will have to get control of this game right now. Daryl Garrison's letting the players know, number one, what the call was, but number two, we're just not going to tolerate anything. We don't need any fights out here on this court. Is Barkley going to the hoop, and watch him push Kite right in the face. Now, that's uncalled for by Charles Barkley. And if anything, Charles Barkley should get a technical foul or something for doing, acting in that fashion.
Time out.
We've got a timeout, and we'll get this straightened out as to who is shooting what and who was called right after this. And then Barkley called for the punching foul, so we'll shoot the Philadelphia free throws first, then we'll shoot the Boston free throws, and the Celtics will retain possession.
Well, that was an excellent call by Daryl Garrison, to make sure that he's keeping control of the game. That was just uncalled for, as I said, by Charles Barkley.
Well, it underscores what we said at the top of the show. Maybe regular season, but by golly, the rivalry does remain intense between these two.
I remember when I came out of college and was drafted by the 76ers, and the first game I was involved with against the Celtics, I didn't know anything about this rivalry, but boy, I found out very quickly. It took around 2 or 3 minutes into the ball game.
As Barkley gets the first. Weren't you also telling me that you played guard for one game against the Boston Celtics?
Against Casey Jones in an exhibition game, and that was the last time I played guard, I might add.
Barkley gets 1 out of 2. And then Larry Bird will get a rest now. Sam Vincent has come into the lineup.
Now we'll see how this bench of the Celtics responds, because the only starter in there right now.
Now, I can handle anything as long as we're winning.
Including food. His appetite has always been an issue. He once weighed 315 pounds. They called him Boy Gorge, round mound of rebound.
Not bad.
The Sixers even had a night letting everybody heavier than 260 in free. But now a trimmed-down Barkley is laughing at others.
Those big guys, we're pretty ugly, but Moses, I consider myself ugly, but I consider Moses uglier.
Incidentally, if you decide to call him Boy Gorge, do it on the run. He still weighs about 250 pounds. We'll go from one heavyweight to another.
And they are the undisputed
foul, which the victim even dismisses, while delivering a backhanded blow of the verbal kind to the assailant.
To me, it wasn't necessary. I think he did that out of frustration. And I said before, you don't know a winner when it's winning. You only know a winner when it's losing. That's the difference. If somebody cannot take a loss and they cannot act professional, and it says a lot about the person.
Ouch. Most of the agitators who did resort to aggression have been dismissed, not for dirty deeds, but for losing despite them. There is one exception, though. The volatile Vernon Maxwell is still around and kicking and testing his coach's patience.
Well, it aggravates the hell out of me, and I think we're going to learn as time goes on that those things don't matter that much. I've been dealing with it every single game, and it was a possibility in that last game because of the personalities involved, and we're going to keep working on it till we get it right.
I have to go out and play my game the way I've been. I grew up playing, and that's the way I play, with a lot of emotion and aggression, and that's the way I have to play. If I don't, it'll take away from my game.
Bring that beep over here and go get this rookie. Charles Barkley talks a lot.
Barkley doesn't need to talk. I think he's psycho.
One time he said, "Harold, please." Just, I was like, oh, wow.
The crowd had just been getting on him, and he finally ended up, flipping the crowd the bird and, looking at Pacific guys, telling, meet me in the parking lot after the game.
Bringing it around effectively. Ewing getting the rebound and foul. He slipped. Fans react to Barkley, but it was not his fault. Looked like Ewing went down because of a wet spot on the floor, and the foul was called. Precisely. Thank you, John. Ewing trying to gather his momentum here, and then, as you point out, Marv slips to the floor. Hawkins with a nice feed. Oh, look out. And Ewing called for the foul. Interesting reaction by both players, isn't it? Barkley loves it, laughing. Oh, you got to see this from the beginning. When Barkley goes up, is rejected by Ewing. On the floor, he comes up smiling. And Ewing right away shaking his hand as if to say, no way, I fouled him. He went into a Mark Jackson reaction with his right arm. The force and the power of Charles Barkley once again demonstrated, not the first time tonight, driving Ewing to the floor.
At the other forward, in his ninth season with Auburn at 6'6", number 34, Charles Barkley.
Yeah, this is the play we talked about. He's just trying to get room, and Vladdy's going inside.
Wasn't, I mean, he was very close to getting his jaw knocked off twice.
Yeah, don't waste time with that though.
Sixers had only 5 rebounds in the third period. Michael Cooper goes.
I want to tell you, now you carve out room for yourself, right? I mean.
To Stockton running. He stops and pops and missed it. The tap by Veroni, no, and Charles jerks it down. And now they're going to get him for an elbow.
With an elbow foul, charge.
And they're going to call a technical on the play.
Take a look at it. He comes down. There's no real reason for him to do that.
It is a technical foul charged to Charles Barkley.
And a technical foul was called on Charles Barkley.
John Stockton shoots the
Those are the things that get Charles in trouble. Charles does an excellent job of pulling down rebounds. There's no reason to do that. And
well, not when it was Stockton who was on the other side of him. Stockton's not going to tear the ball away from him. Short, rebound, Mahorn, back up, no. Rebound, Charles, back up, and he jams it home. Then he and Rodman collide and get tangled up underneath the basket. The rim, Charlie hung on that baby, and it didn't snap back up like it was supposed to. It's back up now.
Yeah, he came down and let Dennis Rodman know that he was still there and was able to score on him, kind of give him a little pop on the way down, said, you can only play defense on me so long.
Run number 5. There goes Barkley, and he's going to wake up now.
What they call?
A little push-off, offensive foul on Charles. Well, that's got to be a technical. At least one.
Somebody better go grab Barkley.
Well, he very seldom gets number 2.
Well, he's still chipping. A lot of people would if he didn't have a name Barkley. Look at this. Now he's talking to Rick Allen.
You know, we're all laughing here, but from a Warrior perspective, this is probably the last thing he wanted. Most people have a cup of coffee in the morning. Charles Barkley takes a technical. This is just going to get him more into the game. Actually, he's going to lead the game right now, but here he goes. He's still yelling at the referee.
Well, I thought he had a good lane to go through. Now, see, Smith's got his hands on. Yeah, that's a ticky-tack foul because there was a wide open lane for him to drive. I have to agree with Charles.
I agree, too. I mean, for most people, it's ticky-tack for Charles Barkley, it's borderline criminal to call that foul on him. Rudy Tomjanovich is going to stick up for Barkley. Here comes the technical. I thought Charles scored a touchdown here, Jim. Look at that. Ooh.
He put it right in the face of Michael Smith.
The referee paused for a moment. He's not let up. This is the way he was on the bus ride over from the hotel talking about Mike Tyson today.
You see, he couldn't talk anymore to the official because he would have gotten another technical. So now he's trying to embarrass the official by talking to Adelman. So he's not making his comments directly at the official. He's circumventing that. But you know what? He's still embarrassing the official, and most people would have been kicked out.
Personality-wise, Olajuwon is so serious, and so is Clyde Drexler, but Charles, he's anything but serious. Of course, he's quite playful. We asked the head coach, Rudy T, on how Charles changes the locker room.
You mentioned Akeem and Clyde. They're great leaders, but just like a coach has to coach to his personality, you have to be yourself, and they're more reserved guys. Charles has a big personality, and to be true to himself, that's the way he's going to be more vocal, and I think it complements the team very well. There is a place for a guy like Charles Barkley.
Well, the only returns, Jim, are very favorable. Olajuwon apparently loves playing with him. He was quoted as saying he's going to make this season so much fun. And when you are a guy like Olajuwon and Drexler and Rudy T, who have always been this focus of the media, it's not bad to have a guy like Charles around to take the media over for an entire season.
It's not bad at all.
Earlier, Charles Barkley playing referee. Listen to this.
Oh, but I'm Charles Barkley. I get away with shit.
Yes, we all know he's Charles Barkley. That'll be his campaign speech when he runs for governor in a few years, huh? Shot clock here. That's what they're debating. And Barkley's saying, Joe had it long enough, give us 24 seconds, but they're not going to do that. The shot clock is going to be at 8. Took the bucket to Springwell. Rick Allen is forced to take Mullen off the floor as Mullen needs a break here early in the fourth quarter, so we will not be having the Mullen-Bullard matchup we anticipated. Joe went for the steal, didn't work. Barkley will shoot 2 free throws after missing, and he's a little upset at it. I wonder if he overacted like this in Space Jam. We'd have to give him a thumbs down if he did.
That was stretching it
a little bit too much, huh? Cut, let's try it again.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to stop. Now Joe goes for the steal. Barkley knows exactly where to go, to the rim. And I thought he was going to lay off just with crouching down. As he drops out of your picture, he drops clear off the floor.
And that's where the acting in a motion picture would go, Jim, on the cutting room floor. Barkley had to change his number this year. Or 34 previously, but Olajuwon has 34. Word is Olajuwon's okay. They were quite scared, obviously. Barkley, Willis is going to do the Warriors in today. Kevin Willis has made the 2 biggest shots of the afternoon. Rockets at 4, going on 5. 21 seconds left.
Team, but somehow Spencer did not stay home enough, and Barkley was able to split the defense for a...
Es una maldición. Su descuidada imprudencia transmite falta de control sobre sí mismo.
Irresponsible. I'm a gracious host, courteous, genteel.
Johnson backing in, turn, face the basket, 12-footer won't go. Rebound is off and is grabbed by Barkley. That's 20 rebounds. And here's a foul on Campbell. He'll get a T, yeah. Technical foul. He's out of the game. 2 fouls. And his teammates are telling him, Tony, that is a dumb play. It was bad enough to foul, but to give them 2 free throws and to get yourself expelled is beyond the call of duty, and that's what's happened.
Well, I understand why he was upset, but you still have to be smart enough not to get the technical
in a close ball game because all that does is give the opponents a chance to score 2 easy free throws and get only 2 points down with possession of the...
Natürlich auch, um Charles Barkley da Platz zu verschaffen unter den Körben, aber sie brauchen ihn auch, um Offensiv-Rebounds zu holen. Ja, Barkley wird 33 im nächsten Jahr und ist immer noch kein Waisenknabe. Technisches Foul gegen Sir Charles. Ah, und er ist der Dirigent. Der Karajan hätte seine Freude dran gehabt. Charles Barkley dirigiert das Orchester der Phoenix Suns. Ja, und da kam mal ganz kurz der Hinweis, die machen keinen guten Job.
Defense, 7 on the shot clock. Bullet pass. Johnson inside to Barkley, who is taken down on a pin by Nate McMillan.
Well, you're right, though, Bob. They are really scrambling. And, you know, I talk about trapping areas on the floor. And when you get over on the sideline or down the corner, Seattle's really going to come at you, and they're going to try to take the next pass away. They're going to get in denial. If you can go back to KJ, KJ with nice patience that time finds Barkley underneath the basket.
La légende du roi Charles est née hiver. Il est fort en l'air et fort en gueule.
Right now, I can't even put it into words how bad I feel. I mean, it's that bad. Most of the people out there, they don't understand. They think it's just a game you play. This is your job, and you really care about winning and losing.
It was terrible because losing is just the worst feeling you can experience as an athlete, I think. I felt like I had let people down, and that part kind of shook me up a little bit.
Barkley commence à être tourmenté par toutes ses défaites. Philadelphie traîne une réputation de loser et Charles finit par se voir à l'image de l'équipe.
That was a bad time for me. I mean, I ain't lying. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I didn't think I was gonna make it, and I will truthfully admit that. I thought I was gonna go crazy.
La franchise de Barkley ne lui permet pas de cacher sa frustration. Lui qui était l'un des joueurs les plus populaires se sent devenir le vilain petit canard de la NBA. Incapable de sortir Philadelphie de son trou noir, Barkley se désespère. Il semble se désolidariser de l'équipe, sa rage de vaincre se transforme en amertume.
You want to stay with this team? I just want to win, man. I just want to win. We are the best team in the world. Let's go, baby. Let's win.
Mais la fatalité a voulu que le roi Charles ne soit pas couronné. Il se brûle les ailes en s'approchant trop près du soleil. Jordan lui fait de l'ombre. Les Bulls de Chicago s'emparent du titre en 6 matchs. Et Barkley se retrouve face à ses vieux démons.
You're kind of, that's the call between a rock and a hard place. Because you want to say it was a great year, but you feel so bad right now.
Mais cette fois, Barkley digère sa déception. L'opinion publique change au rythme des victoires et des défaites. Mais lui, le roi Charles, a trouvé une nouvelle philosophie.
I don't look at myself as like afraid because we didn't win the world championship. You know, hey, we gave it all we had. We played as hard as we could, and that's all anybody can ask of you.
Aujourd'hui, il sait que ses problèmes de dos vont raccourcir sa carrière, alors il doit faire vite, se dépêcher de reprendre sa quête du Graal. Charles Barkley n'a rien perdu de sa rage de vaincre. Qu'on se le dise, le roi Soleil a encore la force de conduire son armée jusqu'à la victoire finale.